Welcome to First Look. I'm Young John. Today we're going to look at Roccat's new Magma Mini 60% membrane gaming keyboard, which is a mouthful to say, but sometimes big things come in little packages, so let's open up this guy and see exactly what you get. So this is what the official box looks like. On the front you have a nice illustration in a black box. The back has another nice lovely illustration and some of the highlights right over here. On the bottom, you have technical specifications and you have two security pieces of tape to make sure no one has tampered with it, but we shall tamper with it using our trusty knife here. Here's a pull tab. Keyboard's wrapped in a nice layer of plastic for protection. Here's your keyboard, your quick start guide, and some silica gel which says do not eat, so don't eat it. Let's take it out of its plastic. And here is the Magma Mini. And that's everything from the box, your keyboard and your quick start guide. Let's take a closer look at this keyboard. This whole thing seems to be made out of a really high quality plastic. It's IP33, so it's water and dust resistant too. I wouldn't be afraid to toss this around. This is really a high quality piece of kit. Now on the upper left hand side, the cable is connected to the keyboard itself. If you look on the back, you see 6 rubber feet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it firmly attaches itself to whatever table you're putting your keyboard to. They also have feet. There's 2 of them. There's 1, get a little bit of added height there, and here's 2. And the bottom of them also have rubber feet. So table has a good firm grip. So how does this IP33 work? Let's take a closer look at one of the keycaps. The keycap acts almost like a roof of a house, so anything that falls on top of it, like rain or dust, will just kind of slide off. The electronics inside is protected around this bit of plastic there. There is a kind of a slope, right? So the roof will allow the water, dust, or whatever to just kind of slide off onto the top over here, which you can then wipe off. The cable should be about 1.8 meters long, so if I hold it end to end from one point to the plug and stretch out my arms, I'm about 6 foot tall, well, 5 foot 10. So it's about 6 feet long. I like that there's a keyboard icon printed on the end of the plug, so you can tell exactly what this plug is for. There's also an attached Velcro strap to keep your cable in check. Computer's already on. We're gonna stick in the keyboard, and it looks like this. Woo! Beautiful. Now we can actually see lettering on the keys. Now you might think a 60% keyboard doesn't have every key, but it does. If you look up here, you have the F1 to F12 keys. The secondary keys here are what you find on the right side of a full keyboard, like print screen, scroll, and break, home, page up, page down, and end. The secondary are controlled by holding down the function. So we can control brightness with U and with Y. You go lighter, you go brighter. You can turn it off with I, turn it back on. You have game mode with G, and you can see the light turn on with the game mode down here. You have caps lock here. You can see the light going on and off. You have media controls up here, volume controls down here. The keys are really nice. It has a really great stabilizer. So if you look underneath here and you press the space bar, it doesn't matter where you press. You can be on the right, on the middle, on the left, and you get the same kind of key press. It feels nice. Very good stabilizers.
This is what the Roccat Magma Mini will sound and feel like. Please listen with headphones on.
If you're in a document and you want to go up, down, left, and right, you have to hold the function key typically and go left, down, up, and right. But if you don't want to hold down the function, you lock the cursor by holding function shift. And now it's locked automatically. So now you can move up, down, left, and right without having to hold down the function key. The only negative to this is when you need to type in a URL, https:// hold the function and then press the //. This gets me all the time. The weirdest one is having to type a question mark. So how are you? And question mark is function shift and question. I use the right shift on purpose because if you use the left shift, it's going to unlock the cursor lock. Like what? Why would that happen? But it does. So if I do function shift, it uncursor locks that cursor lock you just did, and then it does that. You're just like, hey, what happened? So you're gonna run yourself into a pickle when you use that one key for a / question mark or an up arrow. Here are some of the technical specs. It has a 1000 Hertz polling rate, it's got anti-ghosting, and it has a 20K rollover. The question is, which 20 keys can or can you not press at the same time? You can test it out on your own keyboard at the following website. This is a Microsoft website where you can test anti-ghosting and key combinations. We'll leave a link in the notes if you're interested. I'm gonna click to start the demonstration, and you can press as many keys as you like and see which ones work and which ones don't. Most gamers will use the left hand for movement and a mouse, so you don't really need that many keys to be fair. But if you're gonna game with two hands, you're that 1% that emulates Street Fighter 2. If you press WASD and then you press JKL, it works fine. But if you press WASX and JKL, it doesn't work. For the most part, 99% of people who game will be fine. But for those people who use both hands for gaming and you have some weird key combinations, you might want an NK rollover instead. I have found on this keyboard anyway, the cross line where it doesn't work are R and T. So if we do this and R and T, the other keys, some keys don't work here. Same with F and G, some keys will not work here. And with B and N, I think, if you do that and you press some of these, then some of these keys will not work. So the cross line seems to be right along here. But that's probably done by design because you game on the keyboard with your left hand. We're playing a game called Bullets Per Minute, and you can see and feel how the keyboard sounds as we play. Right, so this is 20K rollover. We're gonna press 5 keys at the same time, which is as much as my fingers can do anyway. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Huh, works really well. We'll just do one more. And that concludes our gaming test. Let's start up Swarm and show you how to customize your keyboard. If you don't know where to find the software or how to use it, we do have some tutorials that you can use. We'll leave links in the notes. Once you install Swarm, you can click on this cog in the upper right-hand corner to update the drivers. Click Search Now, and when you click on Update Center after that, you'll have a button to update it. Once you're done with that, you'll see this general setting for the Magma Mini. General features I typically leave alone, but the two most important areas will be key illumination and key assignment. Key illumination gives you the different lighting effects, and right now I have it on profile number 3. There are 5 zones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, for which you can specify the kind of colors you want. Let's go to profile slot number 1, and this is AMO Intelligent Lighting. You have 6 different options here, and this will simulate whatever you choose. So if you go to fully lit, it's just fully lit. You can go to heartbeat, that's what it's gonna do under a heartbeat. Breathing looks like this. And fade effects is when you type a key, this is what's gonna happen. But it doesn't happen until you click on apply. So I'm gonna click on apply. And your keyboard is going to do the keyboard effects now, as it does in the simulator. You can switch between different slots by holding function and pressing tab. That's profile 2, profile 3, profile 4, and profile 5. This doesn't work if you quit out of Swarm. So if I exit Swarm, and here's Swarm, let's exit out of it altogether. We're out of Swarm. So now if I go function tab, it doesn't switch anymore. So you need Swarm to be open in order to switch between profiles. One thing I've noticed is when you set the lights on white, you get a blue tint on the keyboard. You don't get a solid white. That's pretty much key illumination. The other important thing is key assignments. You click up there on the middle, and you can set your secondary functions for the left side of the keyboard. The whole right side already has functions, but you can set these guys for when you're gaming. Roccat calls it Easy Shift. Easy Shift only works in game mode, so you hold function and you press G for game, and you'll notice the game mode has lit up on the bottom right-hand corner. Let me do that again. That's off, and that's on. So when you play your game, you want your secondary key, you press the caps lock. You'll notice that this plus is blinking there. That means Easy Shift is on. So let's say I want S to have a secondary function with Easy Shift. You can make your own macros and stick it in there. My macros, I have 2 of them right now. Just drag over it and you have this. And now you can see a little light next to running, which means that it's set to something, which is, in our case, is S. Now you might be asking, where are my macros? Well, you can go down here to the bottom, you have Macro Manager. I'm gonna click that. And I have my own set of macros. You can make your own by clicking on Add a New Macro. Let's say I want to make one called Fun Times Turn, and I will start recording. And remember, in our game test, we pressed 5 keys. We're gonna do that now. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm gonna let go and stop recording. When you're finished, you have to click OK. And now, under my macros, you have a new one called Fun Times. Let's drag that over running, and now Fun Times is lit. You can clear this by clicking on Set Default, and it'll go back to what it originally was, which is S. You don't even have to make your own. There are preset macros under Macro Manager. The more popular games like Apex Legends, BioShock 2, Borderlands, and so on and so forth. So let's say I want to play this game here, and I want to use one of these presets. So what you have to do now, you have to get out of there, is preset collection. You have to add it. And what was it? Battlefield 3? Okay, let's open that, and you have Battlefield 3. All the presets have been loaded here. So you can just simply grab and just drop. And now you see the light has been lit. So S is now reload. And when you're done playing Battlefield 3 and you're tired of it, you can remove that by clicking on it or right-clicking on it and then clicking on remove. So Battlefield 3 is now gone. And that's pretty much it for key assignment. If you want to see all the keys, you can click on list view over there, and it shows you every single key and every single secondary key as well. I'll conclude this video by saying this is an excellent entry-level gaming keyboard, membrane-based, so it's really soft and quiet. It can take a ton of abuse and not think twice. I wouldn't care if I was eating chips and using oily fingers to touch it. I can just simply wipe it down, and if I happen to drop some liquid on it, I don't have to press the panic button. But it wouldn't work so well if you're a typer for Excel sheets and Word documents. There's one key that drives me totally nuts, the /? key. So if you're typing HTTPS / instead of // it goes up until I remember, oh, buggeroo, I have to press function and /. It's even worse when you have question marks because you have to press 3 keys to get a question mark, function, shift, and question mark. The second thing is you need the keyboard with the lights on to see what the letters are. So if you're a typer, do yourself a favor, get yourself a 65% keyboard or bigger. But for gaming purposes and if you want to throw around keyboard that you can stick into your bag, this is a great choice. Thank you so much for watching this video on the Roccat Magma Mini membrane gaming 60% keyboard with RGB lights. If you want to check out prices, we'll leave Amazon affiliate links down below in the notes. And don't forget that this keyboard comes with a 2-year warranty. Plus, if you haven't yet, please take a moment now to subscribe to the First Look with 2 Zeros YouTube channel. We'll see you all again next time.